Hi everyone, and welcome back. This video is going to be a movie review for Solo Star Wars Story, which I just got back from the theater and I watched. This is going to be a spoiler review. So, if you haven't seen the movie, you plan on seeing it, you don't want to know what happens, this is your chance. X out of this video now. Because we're going to be discussing things that happen in the movie, throughout, and I just don't want to spoil it for you. Alright, you've been warned. We're jumping into it now. So, as a standalone movie, it wasn't bad in that aspect. If it's a movie that's standing alone from Star Wars. There were quite a few things that I did not agree with throughout the movie. To my knowledge, yes, Han and Chewie are together. They're a team. Han saved Chewie's life. And Chewie has to Han basically like a life debt. He's gonna be with him forever. Or till one of them dies, so to speak. And yeah, in this movie, Han saves Chewie. But when they're talking about, Han asks Chewie what he's going to do with his cut, and Chewie's talking about, going back and finding his tribe or his family. That's, to me, that it doesn't fit. If it's a life debt, he's with Han. That's it. It's not, hey, yeah, I'm with you till we do this job, and then I'm going to leave to go find them. That's not the way that works. Also, the whole thing with the Empire taking over Kashyyyk, I mean, it seemed like they were trying to take over in episode 3. But they kind of lost that battle. And granted, maybe they came back, stronger force. I don't know. But to me, that just didn't fit in with what I remember of the movies. Now, they did follow some things, Lando has the Millennium Falcon first. Han wins it fair and square, which you don't find out till much later in the film. Before that, you're kind of like, wait a minute, what's happening here? Because they're gambling, but Lando wins, and you're like, that's not the way it's supposed to happen. But you just gotta hold tight, and eventually you see Han wins the Millennium Falcon fair and square, like he's supposed to, like it said in Empire Strikes Back. Now, one of the things, I can't even get past it in my brain, one of the things that really bothered me was towards the end of the movie. And Kira goes and puts the ring on the little, I don't even know what you call it. Puts the ring, turns it, hologram comes up. If that's supposed to be Darth Maul, yeah. First of all, he looked great. One piece, fine. Last time I checked, Obi-Wan cut him in half at the end of episode 1. That was Obi-Wan's trial to then become a Jedi Knight. And that's how he was able to take Anakin as his Padawan. But even after that, if you go with the Clone Wars cartoon series, I know that Darth Maul comes back and he's got robotic legs. He didn't have that here. And again, I could be mistaken. If I am, hey, feel free to let me know. Comment in the comment section. But I thought that Sidious defeated Maul and his brother, Savage Opress, in Clone Wars, the cartoon series. So Maul should really be out of the picture altogether at this point, because the Empire's in power, which means this is after Episode 3, and Sidious is now the Emperor, so he's not hiding anymore. It really bothered me, like, to see that, because I'm like, I know that, Lord and Miller started with the whole thing, and then Ron Howard came in to finish the movie, do reshoots, but Ron Howard and George Lucas are close. And, say what you will about the prequels. George Lucas created this whole universe. And the prequels are canon. They are part of the story. Even Clone Wars is canon and part of the story. So for them to now have this movie, which takes place after both of those, and not follow the story that's been set in place, I can see how it's going to upset a lot of fans. I mean, granted, every time I went to the movies and I saw a trailer for Solo, I would sit there and be like, it doesn't do anything for me. I don't want to see it. I mean, Disney took over Star Wars, and granted, they continued with another trilogy, a sequel trilogy, but that was needed. We need to know where the Skywalker children are at this point. But to come out with, these standalones, Rogue One, great. Told the story of how they got those plans of the Death Star. You're watching Star Wars or Episode 4, New Hope, and you're like, man, they got those plans. What's going on? The beginning starts out with Vader looking for them. So that, yeah, it was good. But Disney has all this money, and the universe is so large, the Star Wars universe. You could do so much with it. And as I've heard people say before, I feel like they're just shrinking it by focusing on these same people. Did we need a Solo movie? Probably not. His story was told throughout the movies. How he got the Millennium Falcon from Lando, and the ship did the Kessel Run in 12 parsecs. We didn't need another movie to kind of tell us that again. But the movie had those two words in it, Star Wars. And, of course, take my money. Here I am. But we didn't need it. And I feel like this movie, it was good. Again, like I said before, it was good as a standalone, as not Star Wars, as its own thing. But to try to make this a Star Wars movie where it's telling about Han, but you don't follow anything like from before, I mean, it's... Okay, I shouldn't say anything. They followed some aspects of it. But certain things that a fan watching it, it's going to bother them and it's going to upset them. Because if you are a fan, you appreciate Star Wars. You love Star Wars. And, I mean, I've got Vader and, Slave One and the Millennium Falcon and, all these books and another Vader. And I'm a fan, I like Star Wars. And to see them make this movie and to have those blunders in it that just, I didn't agree. I did not. And I understand maybe they're trying to grasp a younger audience. And hey, if that's the way they want to go, good luck. Because, again, the movie was good. People will be intrigued. And if someone has never seen Star Wars before, they're going to be like, oh, wow, let me look into these other ones. And then they're going to try to say that things didn't match up with Solo, when in reality it was vice versa. Solo just didn't match up to the other movies, the other storylines. And I just don't think they should have made it. If Disney's planning on doing a Obi-Wan movie, hopefully they follow it better. Hopefully they're going to learn from mistakes in this, because I'm sure other people are going to be upset about it. Hopefully they learn. If they, God forbid, choose to do a Boba Fett movie, then hey, go for it, but don't screw it up. I don't even like Boba Fett, but I don't want to see it screwed up. So I know I really didn't give much away. But those key elements to me ruined the movie. And those are big plot points in the movie. The fact that Kira's actually working for, again, if it was Darth Maul, why is he there? What is he doing? How is he in one piece? None of that's supposed to be right. Chewie just tagging along with Han now because, hey, let's just do this. No, it's a life debt that he owes. I don't know. There's just... I don't even know what else to say. I'm speechless on those blunders. And it was a little sad to see, the big stars die. It's kind of like watching, Rogue One. Spoiler alert for those that haven't seen it. You get caught up with these characters and then everyone dies at the end. So, you're there and you get caught up with Woody Harrelson in his role and you're just like, wow, and then he dies. And Paul Bettany, I love Paul Bettany. I think he's great in his movies. He's Jarvis. He's Vision. I love him. And he dies. And, it's... Maybe they had those big names to draw people in, to get people to see the movie. Kind of like how Animal House had to have a big star, so they had Donald Sutherland in it. But I don't know. Disney dropped the ball on this. You have all the money in the world. You could have done it right. And you didn't. And I mean, hey, still, check out the movie. Form your own opinion of it. Again, it is a good movie as a standalone. As a sci-fi action movie, worth watching. As a Star Wars movie, it might be on the bottom of the list, below the prequels. For those that hate the prequels, I'm a fan, but it's at the bottom. But hey, again, this is just my reaction to it, my review. These are all my thoughts and opinions. Again, I know I really didn't give too much away, but if you've seen Star Wars, Han meets Lando He wins the Millennium Falcon. He's with Chewie, and obviously they get away and survive because they're together all the way through Episode 7. So, hey, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. Whether you enjoyed it or not, subscribe. I've got a lot of other videos that are going to be coming out, and I'm sure there's something that you're going to enjoy throughout. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.